Day 2, January the 2nd. Well, what did I learn from yesterday's video? Well, I guess it was keeping to one specific topic, staying on point. So in this video, I'm going to talk about just introducing myself, who I am. I touched a little bit on that yesterday, but that's what we're going to stick to today. So I'm Wayne. If you don't already know me, that's who I am. That's my name. This is really bad. I should have started in a much more structured manner. But it is what it is. No editing. That's what we said. So that's what it is. Okay. So, as I say, I'm Wayne. I've had a career change over the past 4 months, something like that. So I spent the majority of my life, 25 years plus, as a developer, software and web engineer. That's kind of my background, what I've come from, my interests, my passion was there. Things changed and I pivoted more to a creative outlet and line of work. There is still some of the development side in there. I still do that for fun, but it's much more creative AV side of things now. Hence why I'm kind of doing this as well. Now, inside of that, there is some lecturing, some presenting, some talking. That's something I've always done, but it's a much bigger part of my life now, hence me wanting to get better with things. Now, if you watched yesterday's video, there'll be a few things that you might have noticed that are different. And as I said, I'm going to be experimenting with look, feel, color, lenses, all of those things. So yeah, messing about a little bit with that today. Now, where am I and what am I going to be doing? As I said, I've had a change in career, a career pivot. What I want to do is learn how to better utilize the equipment that I have on hand, the stuff that I've bought personally, the stuff that I can get my hands on now, and utilize that in a much more creative manner and get more comfortable talking to the camera. Again, I explained that yesterday. Now, in my previous role, that's something that I've not really had to deal with. Yes, I've made YouTube videos, I've done hobby stuff before, and I've even dabbled in a little bit of documentary filmmaking, but it's been very much from a behind the cameras perspective. Now, this is something that I want to be able to do a little bit more fluidly, is to convey my thoughts to a camera without A, being embarrassed, B, stumbling all the time, and C, do it in a much more engaging way, without using an auto cue, without having prompts all the time, so I can just whip out a camera and give some thoughts. Not necessarily vlogging, but it'd be really useful to be able to do that not only on video, but in situations and scenarios where I do need to speak to a group of people, sometimes a large number of people, in a very fluid, somewhat formal but informative manner, and convey ideas that may not be as straightforward as they would be from an engineering perspective, where, as in my previous life, things were very, very structured and I could convey that in quite a lucid manner. Sometimes that was not always the easiest thing to do to people that weren't as well informed on the subject that I was talking about, but this, having a much more creative and open and fluid, dynamic and wider audience of varying skill levels, from creators to talent to technical colleagues. That I'm a lot as well. I'm noticing that already before I even look back at the footage. That's something that I want to be able to more eloquently convey. I should have thought about this more before I just started recording today, but I didn't, and that was part of what I wanted to do, so that I can just off the cuff think a couple of sentences ahead, which I'm not able to do at the moment, and I'm very aware of it, and now I'm stumbling again. So that is something that I definitely need to address over the next 2 or 3 days, give it some thought, perhaps stop swaying backwards and forwards all the time. I do want to get away from just doing it in front of this wall all the time and get out and about, but the weather's atrocious at the moment. I'm still not back in the office, so I will be doing that and getting a little bit more familiar, as I say, with some of the other cameras that I'll be using. I might even use my phone. Hopefully the audio is a little bit better than what I was doing before, if I was out and about with my old G7s. That's going to be an interesting thing because I don't particularly like carrying large DSLRs around with me. Yeah, perhaps I'll talk about equipment and such tomorrow, and see what I touch on there. Maybe I will talk something about hobby style, my hobby life, but I'm going to do that over on the other channel. So maybe I won't. I don't know. The important thing is I've recorded another video. I've learned, I think, a little bit from yesterday. I think the lighting's a little bit better. It's a little bit more interesting. This isn't recorded in a flat profile either, so this is just as it is, straight out the camera. So I've tried to tune it a little bit, but again, it was a straight set it up, stand, get something out, and hopefully this is going to help me. So yeah, that's another one done for today. Another one done today, or one done today. I'll do another one tomorrow. This is the thing, I need to get those. I need to get those. I need to get what I want out of my head. Stop moving around so much. Try and buy myself time and do it in a more procedural manner. That's what I'm saying. Hopefully, my speed has slowed down a little bit compared to yesterday. I'm noticing when I'm getting flustered, I'm speeding up. I definitely had a more, a less consistent speed yesterday. Once I settled into it and once I had a formula of what it is I wanted to say, I'm much more relaxed, and the speed and the tempo and the inflection of the words comes much more easily than it does when I'm just rambling. Sometimes I do get excited, and that's never going to change, regardless of whether people like that or not. I can't help that. I will get excited. I will talk about, I will talk fast when it's something that I'm really, really passionate and interested in. I can't help that. It just comes across, its natural exuberance, I suppose, about whatever it is, whatever that topic is that I'm so excited to talk about. I will try and control it. I am aware of it now, and I've taken that on board from people. But sometimes people just need to listen faster as well, I think. Perhaps it can't be just a two-way street. That's probably the wrong thing to say considering what I'm trying to do. But that's just me. And I am a lot. Okay, that's it. I'm going to finish for today. I've rambled enough. Hopefully tomorrow there'll be less rambling, and I'll have a more structured idea of what I'm going to talk about tomorrow. Like I say, perhaps equipment, but we'll see. I'm not sure yet. Maybe I'll just talk about whatever it is that comes to mind again tomorrow, and just try and nail this one down. I'm only 2 days in, so I shouldn't beat myself up about it, I guess. We'll see. Okay, that's it. Now I am done. So thank you for watching. If you did, let me know anything that you want to let me know in the comments and all that good stuff. Though I don't expect anybody to watch this, so it's all fine. I'm doing it for myself. So yeah, that's for the other channel. Anyway, right, I'll see you tomorrow. Future Wayne, you're doing all right. Carry on with it, dude.